Peace.
Yes, my people, you know, I don't want to say anything initially, but I have to say this about the issue that has been happening between ADC, Baba Tinubu, and INEC. These things are game, but I need to explain psychology behind it to you people. That's why I titled this thing, The Truth About Tinubu 2027 Re-Election. You see, there are four power that an incumbent president has. Four power that an incumbent president has for his or her re-election in Nigeria. Now, I will take it one after the other, and I will explain and give you how it's been applied now in the issue of Tinubu, and the only power that is left for Tinubu. The first power is political power. Let me tell you one thing. Tinubu has political power in Nigeria. But you and I see that what is going on in Nigeria now, Tinubu is losing his political power. The only factor that is behind Tinubu political power now is two. One, because he's a sitting president. Two, because he has money. That is why it seems as if Tinubu still have political power. Tinubu political power in Nigeria is failing. Do you understand? So, in terms of political power, Tinubu is losing it. And Obi and Obedient movement has shown us that Tinubu is losing his political power by winning Tinubu in Lagos State. If Tinubu didn't win this last election, by all means, if he didn't become the last president, Tinubu by now would have gone into extinction in Nigeria politics. Without Lagos defeat, Tinubu would have been disgraced in Lagos. Now, apart from this political power, what other power is a sitting president has, especially Tinubu that is left? Now, a sitting president should have what we call voting power. Voting power. Voting power is very, very crucial in re-election of any president. But you and I know that voting power, usually the power of people to vote you in willingly by themselves in your re-election. We know that Tinubu has lost the voting power. Why? Because the factors that increases your voting power as a sitting president is how good you were to the people. Issue of security, health sector, good standard of living, exchange rate, everything that will encourage voters is against Tinubu. So voting power, Tinubu don't have voting power in Nigeria anymore. He doesn't have voting power in Nigeria anymore. Now, political usefulness, Tinubu is still having 80% political usefulness because he's a sitting president. Because he has money, he can still bribe other people, and people still depend on him because they felt he controlled judicially. They felt he controlled the House of Senate. So people still believe in him and still think he's useful in their whole re-election. That is why a lot of the governors, they are running to him because they believe he still got that thing that we call what? Political usefulness. Because it's useful to them in their political journey. For instance now, if you want to be excluded from the EFCC list, just join Tinubu, use Tinubu, because Tinubu is useful in your political journey. So political usefulness, Tinubu has that power. For now, he has that power. Another power that Tinubu has is this power of what? Policy making power. Tinubu is using policy making power. That is why you see that Tinubu, as we are talking now, is trying to use policy making power through INEC to frustrate opposition. That is one power that a sitting president has for his re-election, is policy making power. When he sees that a lot of things is not going well with him, he will look for how to make policy to dismantle those people. And that is what is going on. So the only major power now that Tinubu has is policy making power. And he's using it judiciously. He's using it against opposition. He's making policies that will dismantle and discapacitate what? The opposition. So that's why whenever I tell you that policy making power is a very big instrument, but people don't want to understand. So the only power left with Tinubu now, that Tinubu still got 100%, and he's using it, is policy making power. And he understands that game of policy making power. And that's why he's frustrating ADC now. And he's going to frustrate them more. He's going to continue making policies that will disenfranchise Nigerians, because he knows he has lost the voting power. He'll continue making policies that will disenfranchise Peter Obi, Kwankwaso, and Atiku from 2027 election. So understand these three power, or these four power that I've mentioned: policy making power, political power, voting power, and political usefulness. Tinubu only got policy making power and some percentage of what? Political usefulness. But you see voting power, Tinubu has lost it. He has lost it totally. And political power too, Tinubu is losing it. Please share this video.